Bronny, David Pingalore, KTLA. Being around, obviously, the NBA and your dad, is the process going to be easier for you to get started, knowing what to expect and what you grew up around?
I had my own basketball stuff going on, so I wasn't really, in my dad's pocket all day, following him around the Lakers facility. But yeah, I've had some stories, but there's not. I don't know what, exactly is to come.
So I have a question for each of you, and then one for JJ. The numbers. Got to ask you, Dalton. You were number 3 all the way down from high school, all the way down. Now you got the nickname Kinecht 4. Did you come up with that name? And then also got to ask you, Bronny, number 9. When with the Lakers, everyone thinks of Nick the Quick, Nick Van Axel, but with you it was a Juice WRLD situation with you. You have 9 on the side of your ear too as well. Talk about that impact, and then JJ, for you, when you see their shooting ability, Bron and Austin Reeves and AD like running high splits, how do you see them fitting in situations like high splits and pin downs too as well?
I knew eventually, I probably would have to run into number 4, but 3's been my number my whole life, and then, 3, AD got it, so why not do Kinecht 4? Why not?
Juice has just been a big part of, me keeping calm in some situations that I've been through. So yeah, just paying homage to him, especially because he passed, is a really important thing for me.
We're back. We're back. Look, I think you have to surround your best players with shooting in today's NBA. Spacing is at a premium. And as a coach, there's a lot of plays that you don't have control of. It's over half the offensive possessions, right, are coming off a make or a miss. So it's important that you also have players that have a good feel for the game and can read and react. We want to implement more structure, and with structure, you certainly need a high basketball IQ. But at times when there isn't structure and you don't have control, you also just have to have a feel for the game, and both these guys can shoot it, and they have good feel.
Rob, a question for you. You're feeling left out. We're a couple days into free agency, and I know you can't speak specifically about players because of the moratorium, but your roster, provided LeBron resigns, is full as it currently stands. How aggressively are you looking to create space to still improve this roster? And I guess if you could speak to some of maybe the roadblocks you guys have encountered here through the first 48 hours.
Yeah, I think we're going to always be aggressive to trying to make roster upgrades, and we'll be relentless to continue to look at what we can do. As you pointed out, we have 14 guys under guaranteed contract with one space. And this is the season of being mindful of all the different things we can approach to improve the roster. So we're in the midst of that as we speak. That'll continue in the coming days, and it often spills into, Vegas, where all the GMs meet and gather and other deals get done. But, yeah, we'll stay aggressive.
Rob, I'll follow that just along the same lines. But, we've talked about, even at JJ's introductory press conference, but the future draft picks that you guys have available to trade. Is this a situation where we could be like in years past, where you continue to canvass things up to February, just knowing that you have that and just looking for ways to improve?
Yeah, I think if the right deal comes and we have to put in draft picks, we will. I think we've talked about it before. We're now in the apron world. We've seen, contending teams or championship level teams have to lose players. That's a result of the apron world we're living in. So does it make trades more challenging? Yes. Does it make good trades impossible? No. So we'll continue to pursue upgrades to our roster.
Yeah, Dalton, one for you. We heard about the growth spurt that happened at a certain point in high school, but kind of the guard skills that you had built up. when did you start to feel like, combined with the height and go from junior college to Colorado and then eventually to Tennessee, when did you start to really think, yeah, hey, I could keep going up to that next level and that confidence grew?
I feel like I always had that ever since I touched the basketball. I knew that I could do it, just a matter of how. And, you know, my journey's not like everybody else's, but that's okay. Everyone else has a journey of their own. So just creating my path and, yeah, like I said, creating my path is something special, and a lot of kids will look up to it. So it's really cool to write my own story.
For sure. And then, Bronny, Rob had talked about looking at your game and kind of the point of attack defense and how that could really translate to the NBA level. How do you see that specifically with your game? How have you worked on that? And do you think you also can kind of size up, you know, defend 2-3 wing positions as well?
Yeah, I mean, other people see me as a kind of bigger guard, so I feel like I could take that role into guarding someone bigger. But yeah, I was always taking pride in the defensive end, especially because it translates to, you know, better offensive looks. But yeah, I've been working on my defensive end just because, you know, I'm not the biggest person. So yeah.
We did talk about that point of attack defense as something that we were drawn to, and something that Bronny and I talked about at the Chicago Combine is also being rim attack on offense. You know, I think he's shown the ability to space the floor, but we need downhill guards in our program that can put pressure on the paint. And we hope in, you know, the summer league, that's a skill that I know Coach wants to develop. And Bronny is attacking the rim. I mean, he's as athletic as any guard, you know, in this draft. And so we'll develop him at both sides of the ball.
The young Laker rookies, congratulations. And, of course, Bronny James Jr., number 9, and then Dalton Kinecht, number 4. So Kinecht 4.
Yes.
What kind of the people wanted.
We get it.